Okay, day 7. It's Tuesday. Okay, we're spending this the last of a week. It's May 18th. We're in Temecula, and we want to drive to San Diego Airport, and then we're gonna get a flight to Las Vegas and then Detroit. It's not nonstop like it was on the way here, or to San Diego, not here. Right. So the flight out of San Diego is at 12:40. So we want to get there early just in case there's something wrong with the ticket or the car, just like we had at the beginning, and we didn't want to mess around with being panicked. Um, so the first flight from San Diego, Las Vegas leaves at 12:40. Uh, so we leave the hotel about 8, and we get on the highway, and it's a pretty major highway. I don't know, it's a 205 or something to the 1 5. Okay, I guess in California, people they part of their language is talking about the roads that they drive on. And I could see why, because there's just roads going to get anywhere. You have to take some road. You just can't walk. All right. So it's about part of your DNA in California is driving, and part of your blood is the roads. So we get on the roads, and as I said, the traffic fine. Roads are winding a bit. There's no real bad traffic. We get there by 9. We get to the rental area by 9 and drive in to where you drop the car off. Guy comes up, says, looks at it, goes, "Josh Gully," and I go, "Yep." He goes, "All right, looks fine. See you later." I go, "Okay, that's good. Check that off." All right, okay. Then we go into the airport. And no, we get on the shuttle. The shuttle drives us in, and then we go to check in. Uh, Actually, come in. We're there. We get to the Spirit check-in. We want to talk to somebody to make sure that Quinn's birthday is right. Okay, but no one's there yet because they're not open yet. It's 9 o'clock, or it's something. Maybe it's 9:30. 9:30 they open up, and it's like 9:28. So we get our tickets anyway, just in case we don't have to worry about anything. So we get our tickets at the remote ticket place, and then we come. Then it's 9:30, and go talk to the person. And they go, "Oh, he's fine. Okay. All right. Check." All right, we're all ready. I go, "Wow, that's smooth." So compared to leaving Detroit, now we're just it's like butter. Okay. And so we just like hot cutting through a hot butter, and that's so we just go to the gate, no problem, and then we go through security, no problem. Check. Go to the gate, sit down, check. We got a lot of time. It's 10 o'clock. The flight board's at 11:35. The plane leaves at 12:40. Okay, we just sit down, pull out our phones, our computers. I start to do some crossword puzzles, check for email, and Quinn does whatever he's doing, and he's a little hungry, so he checks around and finds that there's a bagel place, and so we both get bagel with cream cheese, and then we sit and settle down. One of the cool things about the trip really is Quinn uh, got an email at the beginning of the trip about somebody asking for him to make a mural on the side of a shop up in Marquette, and so he had been responding back and forth with these people that actually turned out to be relatives of Metal Montessori. Kathy Calder, and so they gave him a pretty good deal, $2,000, and so that was part of the trip, is to see what the communication between it. All right. Anyways, so that's just a little side point. It's something that was part of the trip. So we sit around, and then we get on the plane at 11:35. No big deal. Our seats are right in the middle, like row 14. I wanted to pick row 14 because I thought it was in front of the wings. Because Quinn said he didn't want to sit in front of the wings. I got a window seat, which he wanted. We got that. We get in a plane, and there's a window, and it's next to a wing. And Quinn said, "Don't worry about it. It's okay." And I go, "Okay, all right." And so we're up in the air. We cross. We up, cross over, probably over Joshua Tree in the desert and the mountains. Okay, we look out the windows and we see the mountains and deserts below us. All right, and then we get into Vegas. Probably about 2 o'clock. So the flight leaves at 12:40. It got in about 1:45, and we got to we got out of the plane, and we were there about 2 o'clock. And we don't check in. We don't have security or anything like that, because we're right. This is where we're gonna leave. This same gate. So the flight will leave at 5:35, and it boards at 4:40. So we got 2.5 hours. Now, one of the things that I had, it just hit me that I would really thought I would like to have before I left, is I would like to have a Reuben sandwich. I hadn't. The one thing that I always seem to eat on any trip is a Reuben. And I was just wondering if this airport had one. And so I was looking around at the possible restaurants, and there was nothing there that I saw that had a Reuben. And Quinn walks away, and he comes back. I hadn't told Quinn this. I hadn't told that I was kind of wishing I could get a Reuben. He comes back. He goes, "Hey, the place over there is pretty cool." I go, "What? The bagel place, the Bagel Mania?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Why?" He goes, "They got Reubens." I go, "Oh, wow, that's cool. Must have been reading my mind." And so we go over there, and I thought they would be on a bagel, and they were. And so I went up. I go, "What kind of bagel are they?" I go, "Oh, they're not on bagel. They're on rye bread." I go, "Oh, wonderful." And so we both got the Reuben, and Quinn got a Reuben with pastrami. I got it with corned beef, and that was nice. Okay, and that was our food. I don't know. We ate it probably around 3 o'clock or so. So the plane's gonna leave at 5:35. Boards at 4:40. So we just sit around, do what we did like in San Diego. We just get on our computers, listen to music, whatever we do. All right. All right. Now, part of the trip on the way back is it's going to be a 3.5 hour flight from Vegas to Detroit. So if you leave, let's say we leave at 5:30, plus 3.5 would get us there at 9 o'clock. Okay, but there's a 3 hour time change, so we have to add 3 hours on. So we'll be getting in at midnight. Okay, so even though it seems like it's only 3.5 hours, but it looks like 6 hours. Right, versus like on way out, it was a 5 hour flight to San Diego, but it only looked like 2 hours because we sort of gained those 3 hours. Or lost them, however you want to look at it. All right, so we get on the plane so I picked the seats for this. I picked the only ones I think are available are way back in plane, row 29. And that's way back, and I got a window seat for Quinn, and we get on and we go all the way back. And it's 4:40, and it's light outside. Um, and oh yeah, when we have a little bit about the Las Vegas airport. When you come landing in the Las Vegas airport, it looks like you're landing right in downtown Las Vegas because you can see all the big hotels. The pyramid thing, which I'll put on this uh, on this slide. You can see Caesars and all that. Uh, so when we were at the terminal, um, there was a window and you could walk around it and basically you can see, uh, you can see that Vegas is like stones seems to be like a stone's throw from you. Okay, so back on the flight, we get on flight, and it's we get priority to get on the flight, but like I said, it'd be really nice to be opposite, get priority getting off the flight. To buy the seats of Spirit, the front area costs more than the back area. All right, and then you can see why, because if you have to pay to get out first. Okay, so we took the back, and we didn't have any crazy people crazy lady sitting next to us, and the plane got up and it started getting rocky up there, and it wasn't very nice lift off. And I think it's like that all the time out of Vegas because it's hot out there. It was 100 degrees when we left, and weren't able to tell because we were inside. But it was 100 degrees, and all the heat going up probably caused a lot of turbulence in the sky. So we got going, and it was bumpy for about an hour, and then finally it cools down. Uh, Behind us in the seats are some young fellows that obviously had just flown into Vegas to have some time, and they were interesting to listen to. It's a typical guy talk, crap talk that can offend you sometimes, but most time you just gotta sit back and laugh at it. And they were jabbering, and that was entertaining a little bit. I was listening to my book, The Bomb Mafia. I'm not sure what Quinn's doing. He doesn't like these long flights, but we get going, and he's going, I wish this thing was over. And yeah, me too. And so we get going, and then obviously when it gets close to time, the pilot says we got 20 minutes, and it's about quarter after. It says it's a quarter after 8 on our watches and everything. But I mean on the phone. On the phones, because they still think you're in a Pacific time, and but really it's nearing 11:30 Eastern time. So we get in Detroit, and Quinn had been having problems landing. He just it seems to upset him, and I don't think it's psychological. It's more a physiological type of thing. He says he gets feels like there's kind of a hot flash. He has, and so as we were landing, I was wondering how he was doing, and he was looking at his hands, like wondering if he was gonna have it. And we land, and he goes, "It didn't happen this time." And then he thought maybe it's because he ate something. So we get in, and it's since we're back on row 29, we're gonna be a while getting out, and also they're really slow getting the door open. Okay, it's maybe 10 minutes before the anything starts to move, and then finally things start to move, and then about 25 minutes we're off of the plane. It's not crowded at all. We immediately start to look for shuttles, and I just start following the signs that say shuttle, because I know that's probably 98% sure that where the shuttles will be is where our shuttle will be to the park and go. And so we go out there, and it takes about 5-10 minutes to finally get. You go up one escalator, come down another, go up one, come down, go up. Okay, finally get to the place where the shuttles are, and there's shuttles there, but there's nothing that says park and go. So I call them up and said, "Hey, we're here," and they go, "Oh, okay, we'll be over in a minute." And so we waited maybe 5 minutes, and the guy comes over, and there's about 9 other people that want to get on as well. Most of them are one family, okay, and so we get on, and this the shuttle drivers. We get on, and it's there's Marvin Gaye being played, and it seems relaxing. But then the shuttle guy comes on, and he's like, oh, grumpy. He goes, rah, 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 rah. Not to us, but like to the person he talks on his phone, and he races out of there, which is okay because he want to get there, and he doesn't. It just looks like he's not having a good day. But anyways, he zips us, gets us to the park and go. I look at I took a picture of my ticket, and it says row 2H, and I said, hey, go to 2H, and we get there, and I was thinking, man, what do I do with the ticket? Because I remember when we were leaving, I was wondering if I should take it with me or leave it, and I forgot what I did. And so opened up the car, and there it was. Hey, so that was great. Went and paid for the ticket. It was a little bit cheaper than at the airport, maybe $3 or $4 per day. Much cheaper than it was about the same. A week there was about the same as 2 days in San Francisco's parking lot. All right, got in the car, got going. 40-minute drive. We left there about 1 o'clock. We got in Monroe, and it dropped. And at the house, dropped Quinn off about 1:45. And I had made a point and made a reservation at the place I usually stay, and I kind of tried to get over there as soon as I had to get to bed. Get over there by 2:15, and check in, and checked in. I didn't bring anything in. I just went in. Took my pants off, jumped into bed, went to sleep, and that's ended the trip.